Hey everyone, continuing painting my Saurian army, I'm going to be painting the Dread Pterodactyl. I'm going to break this video into two parts. This first part will cover the painting of the pterodactyl itself, and the second part will cover the tree that he's hanging on. As you can see, I have primed them all in pink. I just mixed Vellejo white primer and Liquitex purple ink together. I went with pink only because I found that Napthol Red that I'm using for the base of these red schemes is going to go on pretty much in one coat over this pink. For the wing membranes, I'm going to start with a base coat of carbon black. 2 thin coats if necessary, but as long as it's a solid coat. I recently changed the recipe of my purple wash. Instead of ghost tint purple, I'm going to be using purple matter from Sonja's. I mixed up purple matter with a small amount of carbon black. The carbon black has a lot of pigments, so a small amount will darken the purple a lot. In this mix, I'll add an equal amount of magic medium and a lot of water to thin it down. I don't want to tint my color too much, just want to darken the recesses to bring out all the amazing details. Unfortunately, I lost the footage showing my first dry brush layer on the wings. But all I did was dry brush gently across the texture with Sonja's Aqua. In this clip that you're watching, I'm going to be doing my second highlight layer. It's going to be a mixture of Aqua and a skin tone color called Bisque. Remember, when dry brushing, wipe off majority of the paint on a paper towel, then gently rub against the grain of the texture. In this instance, it will be the wing membranes. Make sure to hit all the raised areas in the wing, and gradually build up the highlight color. After the wash is dried, on all the red parts, I'm going to slowly dry brush Napthol Red over all the raised areas to build back up the original color. After the red dry brush has dried, I'm going to pick out all the upper surfaces with another dry brush of Sonja's orange. As you can see, the orange highlight makes a big difference. Now for all the bone areas. I'm going to be starting with a base coat of burnt umber. I'll do 2 thin coats if necessary to get a solid color. To highlight up the bone areas, I'm going to use a 50-50 mix of Sonja's Bisque and burnt umber, thinned appropriately for the airbrush. I wanted to take this opportunity to practice my airbrush control. Whenever I airbrush parts that are close to my other colors that I have finished, I like to keep the colors very thin, so even if I do get overspray, it won't be visible. It will take about 2 to 3 coats to get a solid color. Make sure each coat is dry before you apply the next one. Next, I'm going to be painting all the gold areas. Unfortunately, I didn't record myself painting the gold parts for the Dread Pterodactyl, so I'll quickly show what I did with these Triceratops parts. I'll be using P3 Heartfire and Vellejo Metal Color Gold mixed together in equal parts, and adding a little bit of magic medium. I'm going to brush over all the metallic areas, making sure I get a solid color. After the gold is dried, I'm going to give it the same wash as I did as the red areas, the purple matter and a little bit of carbon black, making sure it doesn't pull any area. the wash is finally dry, I'm going to go back with my original gold color and dry brush over all the edges and flat areas. Make sure you don't hit any of the recesses, but if you do, just come back with your wash and just fill in those detailed areas. For all the ropes and extra details, I'm going to be painting it with carbon black, making sure I get a solid coat. After all the black areas have dried, I'm going to give it a highlight of Great Coat Grey P3. This is an epic miniature, and I can't wait to put it together. So in part 2, this tutorial, I'm going to finish the tree base and do the final showcase. Thanks for watching, please like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you on my next video.